Hi, I'm Zach, and this is Challenger of Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. Alright, today we're going to be talking about the Rahu Ketu Axis through houses. And we're going to have a special guest, Lisa Gandhi, with us today. And if you like this video and you want to see more great content like it, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me and the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, the links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, the links to those will be in the description box as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from Lisa Astro Channel, and today I am joined with Zach from Challenger Vedic Astrology, and I wanted to first start off by sharing how I know Zach, and we both attended a conference that Joni Petrie hosted in Dallas, Texas, where she is from, in June of 2023. And we have the opportunity to personally connect and have conversations with some great-minded spiritual individuals, such as Joe Vitale, Mark Boney, James Braha, Kapil Raj, and Simon Chokowski. So as soon as I arrived at the conference, one of the first people I met was Zach. And let me tell you, within 1 minute of meeting him, I was blown away by his deep understanding of Vedic astrology and his passion, and even more blown away with his understanding of nakshatras. So we became good friends and we've stayed in touch. And we like to talk for hours about Vedic astrology. And we thought it'd be really cool to join today and collaborate and talk about a very important and influential positioning in the birth chart, which is the Rahu and Ketu karmic axis, and through the houses, how the meanings work. And so first we'll go over a little bit about Rahu and Ketu, and I'll turn it over to Zach now.
Yeah, so this is, Lisa, my good friend. We've known each other for a couple of years now, like she said. And yeah, I kind of went nakshatra crazy when we first met. Started going all in, like, when we were at the conference, we had like little badges that had our signs on it. So I was basically like guessing, going through the meaning of nakshatras, and I'm like, are these right? And I was just nailing it every time. It was just funny. But yeah, no, it was great meeting you there, and that conference was a blast. That was my first time ever doing something like that.
Yeah,
But
it was
yeah,
awesome.
no, it was great though. I'm glad we're doing this. So we want to start with Ketu?
Yeah,
Okay.
then I'll start with Ketu.
All right, so I guess I'll kick things off.
Mhm.
So, Ketu is the body without a head. Rahu's the head, Ketu's the body. But Ketu is the past. Ketu is fish, Ketu is dogs. Ketu represents your past life karmas. Ketu spirituality, research, the occult. Um, Ketu has no senses outside of its intuition. Ketu can't see, hear, speak. Um, so Ketu is very mysterious. Ketu and Rahu both are. But yeah, that's
Mhm.
just a short summary of my
Yeah.
understanding of Ketu.
Yeah, so that was good. Yep, represents past lives, carrying karmic influences from past lives, previous incarnations, whichever house Ketu is placed in within the birth chart, we lose direction in those specific areas. Signifies lessons and experiences carried from past that need to be resolved in karmic patterns. It's a planet of uncertainty, confusion, no face, no intelligence, no senses, no ego, only thinks with the heart, makes headless decisions. Um, it's Turning to Ketu will bring you towards spiritual growth and transformation. The zodiac sign placement will share the level of spiritual connection and strength. Gives you intuitive psychic powers. Um, yeah, that's good. Oh,
Yeah.
we talk about, okay, Rahu and Ketu, they transit one sign for 18 months, and it takes 18 years for them to travel within all 12 zodiac signs. And they're considered shadow planets because they're mathematical points in space. Um, you want to talk about how they're, it's like the elliptical points of the moon and the sun orbit around the
Yeah.
earth. Yeah.
So Rahu and Ketu, their mathematical points are based off of the moon. So they are the north and south nodes of the moon. Now, it is tied to their relation to the sun. I'm not a big math guy, so that's basically my understanding of it.
Yeah. So they're
But
not physical planets, they're shadow planets.
yeah, they do not exist in this material world, but they definitely have an impact in this material world. But yeah, so now let's talk about Rahu.
Yeah.
So Rahu is the head. Rahu does not have a body, even, on the other side. Even though Rahu isn't really tied to the other side, the spiritual world. Rahu was a head that was given immortality in the mythology. But Rahu is person's desire, their obsession. Rahu is very cunning, very intelligent, but also Rahu is confusion. Rahu deceives. Rahu is the significator of heroism. Rahu represents cats and reptiles and amphibians. Rahu is new age technology and science. But yeah.
Okay. So, yep, a mysterious planet, planet of disruption, rebellious, gives you the ambition, materialistic desire. Like Rahu wants to keep us in the Maya in this cycle and continue on. Um, you're willing to go after something by hook or crook, by any means. Rahu has no patience, greed, obsession, um, has a big appetite with no stomach. It keeps wanting more and more, endless desires, doesn't follow rules, out of the box thinking, unusual ways. It can think in an intelligent manner. The sign placement matters. Rahu can bring sudden fulfillment opportunities, sudden challenges when you least expect it. Unpredictable, fearless, brings self-confidence and bravery. Whichever house Rahu sits in and wants to go to the unexplored areas, wants to know everything about it, meeting foreigners, discovering new things, foreign connection. It represents the outcast. You feel like an outsider. And then, of course, the disillusionment of the smoke. It's like smoke, foggy. You don't really see it's not really there what you're seeing. And so it can get you into trouble.
Yeah. Rahu and Ketu both.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So now we want to start with the axis, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to start with Ketu in the first house
Yeah.
and
Let's start
Rahu
with
in the
that.
seventh?
Yeah.
Okay. So with this, Ketu is now in the ascendant, or it could also be from the moon that we're reading the chart. So this shows, Ketu's headless. Now the person behaves like they don't have a head. They have to rely on their intuition. Logic does not work for this person. This person feels disconnected even from their own sense of self. Like they might look in the mirror and not even, really recognize who they are. They have trouble discerning that. Um, but here, a person could be great in research, in the occult, um, have a very strong spiritual side. But that's not guaranteed. That really depends. When we're looking at Ketu and Rahu, you have to know the dispositor and the nakshatra lord. they will determine everything about that Ketu and Rahu placement. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to emphasize that when we're going through the houses, if you have planets conjunct Rahu or Ketu, it's going to change the scenario. And it does depend which zodiac sign as well to give the flavor. So we're just giving generalized predictions. Ketu in the first, unconventional personality, potential for deep self-discovery, challenges related to self-identity and relationships. They're struggling to define their identity. They have a unique expression of self. They have a hard time relating with others. They can feel isolated. Others don't understand them. Challenges in expressing emotions and relationships. It leads them towards a desire for spiritual understanding. Depends when the Ketu Mahadasha is. That's from my research. When these planets really get activated, you have to see the sequence of cycles. It is very important to see. The placement can indicate unresolved past issues related to personality development, tendency to keep plans hidden, mysterious aura, as you mentioned, mix of maturity and immaturity. They may look younger than their age or older. Have you seen that?
I've seen that they can be very thin.
Yeah, very thin. Ketu in first house, slim body, typically. Um, they may face repeated obstacles and challenges in this life, even with simple matters. Um, there's a push to move beyond self-centeredness and develop a more selfless and service approach. While it's a challenging position, it can be a powerful placement for spiritual growth, self-awareness, and a unique path. And if you're stuck, things become clear after 40, because the magic numbers is 42 to 48. Rahu matures at 42 and Ketu matures at 48. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I have.
Gotta wait a while.
It depends on the dasha.
Oh yeah. All right. So, yeah. Now Rahu. Rahu will be in the seventh house for this axis. So, this shows a strong desire and obsession for relationships, for meeting other people. You know, seventh house is the masses, all the people you meet on the world. So, these people have trouble being alone. They don't like being alone. They want to be with other people. But they have to be careful of that because Rahu is deception. They can be deceived by a lot of people. Remember, Ketu's in the first house. They're headless, so they don't think clearly sometimes. Um, but this also shows a lot of cunning and intelligence. See, Rahu's that mixed bag. There's deception, but there's also cunning intelligence that a person has. Now, that's tied to relationships, tied to business, tied to dealing with other people. Um, and yeah, this can, Rahu can show immorality. It depends on, other, what's affecting the ascendant, the moon. But on a base level, this mainly shows that desire and obsession for interacting with others. That has to be there for this person. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like as you said, the Rahu in the seventh, the aspects to the house change the scenario, how the intensity of the deception. So yes, this Rahu in seventh placement brings challenges in relationships, brings confusion, dissatisfaction in marriage, can indicate a foreign partner with a completely different background than you, unconventional partnerships that are drawn to unusual partners, tempted to get into relationships that are socially forbidden, like affairs. Their demands on relationships are very high and not realistic. They're looking for that perfect partner, which doesn't exist, bringing them to frustration, and this leads to dissatisfaction in relationships. If they're not careful of choosing the right partner, they can experience emotional turbulence, breakups, betrayal, or unhealthy dependencies in relationships. They tend to have a strong desire for love and validation from others, but also a tendency to idealize the partner only to be disappointed later. Rahu's place in the seventh indicates karmic lessons related to relationships and partnerships, requiring the individual to learn healthy boundaries and self-worth. But it's a good placement for business. especially involving international dealings and diverse cultural backgrounds. That's what I have.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's
that's great.
basically balancing the two. You know,
Yeah.
when we talk about each axis, because you want to talk about how they're looked at as one and not individually.
Yeah, there's a push and pull element between Rahu and Ketu. So when the things with Rahu aren't working out, a person resorts back to Ketu because Ketu is their past. Their past lives are Ketu. So, yeah, this person wants to interact with a bunch of people, but when they're deceived by people, when they're mistreated, then they resort back to spirituality and trying to connect with themselves. So it's really this push and pull dynamic.
Mhm. Yeah, because like with Ketu, it's where you're comfortable because you carry the past knowledge and expertise. So people tend to gravitate towards Ketu, but they're never fulfilled and satisfied because in this life, you're supposed to focus on the Rahu area.
Yeah,
But if you get too involved in the greed and obsession, then it pulls you back to spirituality.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
now we're going to flip the axis
Yep.
and we're going to talk about Rahu in the first house. So, Rahu in the first house? Well, now this person deceives themselves. That can be an issue. But there's also a cunning intelligence that comes into play. So, once again, that mix of the two. But Rahu in the first house, a person, this is their sole desire to be self centered. They have to be that way. That's what they are here to experience in this life. And now, what pushes them towards that? Well, that's going to be when we talk about the Ketu placement. But also, Rahu in the first house makes a person very eccentric, very unusual, very different. Other people will look at them like they're an outcast. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Rahu in the first house, this is the only placement where you're allowed to be selfish.
yep,
So Rahu is smoke. The person is confused with their identity and they feel lost. Rahu gives them that impressive personality. They're charming, charismatic. They connect easily with others. They love foreign things. They connect to many foreigners. Rahu's influence can give them that sharp intellect, providing sharp analytical skills, the ability to strategize effectively. They're drawn to new experiences. They thrive in unpredictable environments. They're able to talk and connect with any type of person. They can be obsessed about their appearance. Um, they are supposed to focus on themselves in this life, um, stand up for their self, and um, they have that invincible personality. They feel they can accomplish anything. No fear, just go after it, big ambitions. They're driven towards societal recognition and constantly wanting more and more. It's a complex and dynamic personality. Um, they tend to not feel like they fit in or connect well with others, even though others kind of easily connect with them. Um, Yep. So that's what I have.
yeah. Okay. But now, Ketu in the seventh. So, Ketu in the seventh, here, a person is headless when it comes to dealing with relationships and business and other people. That's a struggle for this person. But at the same time, their intuition guides them in these areas. So, when they rely on logic, they'll fail most of the time. But intuition can definitely help here. Also, this can show a past life connection with the person that you end up with. But there's also that disconnect that takes place here. Like a person doesn't feel connected to other people. They feel like they need to be isolated and alone sometimes. But this can definitely show that strong past life connection in relationships for sure.
Yeah, because with this axis, depending on the zodiac sign placement, but the person tends to serve in a relationship, and that's why they're neglecting themselves. Um, and then their purpose is to focus on their self and have that balance. So Ketu in the seventh, feelings of detachment and challenges in relationships, partnerships, and business dealings, lack of fulfillment in relationships, tendency to be distant from the spouse, and lack of emotional connection. Sometimes it's not an actual separation in the marriage, but a physical separation where they just work in another location and they don't live with their spouse.
Yep.
Um, and it tends to make them focus on spirituality and detachment from worldly affairs, karmic life partner, how you mentioned, their past life connected with the partner. They have unusual friends, and there can be disconnect with siblings due to the aspects. Tendency to be self-serving in relationships, and it's important in this position to find a partner that you're spiritually connected with, because if not, then it may break. If the Rahu Dasha is first, then you're able to focus on yourself and find that relationship. So it's important to see when these dashas occur, because it can pull you to relationships instead of the self-development. Um, and Ketu is about simple life, self-service, making other happy. They're flexible and adaptable. Um, okay, what's what I have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Now
yeah,
we're
now
moving
we're
to,
on Rahu in the second. No,
yeah,
Ketu in the second, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So keeping us on track here. All right, Ketu in the second. So with this, a person has a major disconnect when it comes to family, when it comes to finances, even their own possessions. They can have a disconnect. They may not care about the money that they have in their bank account, what, possessions they have. This person, though, can be headless when it comes to their finances. They have to be careful of that. But definitely there's a strong past life connection with their family, but this usually leads to them disconnecting from their family. Or they could have a very spiritual family. Um, but with this, definitely there is that issue with having to disconnect at some point, whether that be physically, mentally, or emotionally. And another thing I've noticed, Ketu in the second house, a person usually doesn't think when it comes to what they say.
Oh,
They can just
yeah.
speak without thinking. Um, and one thing I've noticed is Ketu in the second house. I should know this well. I have this placement. Is these people speak very honestly, but once again, without thinking.
All right.
Yeah.
So yes, like you said, this placement makes you disassociated from your family. Ketu in second, they need to be disciplined about their spending. There's financial fluctuations, detachment from material possessions. Um, they can be misunderstood. Unique communication styles can have speech difficulties. Swearing is one thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad
Unnecessary,
about that one.
unnecessary sarcasm, like you mentioned, detachment from family and relationships, potentially leading to separation and a sense of distance, unconventional values or differing opinions from their family members, unusual food habits, disinterest in food. How's your food? You
Uh,
try things?
very particular.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
particular about what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's again gonna depend on aspects. Can also bring opportunities for growth and learning, especially in areas related to one's strong interest in chosen field of study. So, okay.
Yeah.
That's why you have the deep passion in Vedic astrology.
Yeah. Yeah. That plus my eighth Lord Saturn aspecting. Now, let's talk about Rahu. So, Rahu in the eighth. Strong desire and obsession towards all the eighth house matters, the occult, um, research, sex, anything hidden. Eighth house is also the in-laws. These people may feel a stronger connection with their in-laws than with their own family. But with Rahu, once again, that deception comes into play. So in-laws can deceive you. Hidden people can deceive you. That can be criminals, that can be spiritual occultists. Um, but Rahu in the eighth house also gives a person a very cunning intelligence when it comes to these things. It gives a person a cunning intelligence when it comes to dealing with joint finances and other people's money as well can be there. Now, once again, it's going to depend on the morality of the person, but yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So Rahu in the eighth, drawn to astrology, metaphysics, esoteric subjects. They have a secret mind. They can tap into other dimensions. They have psychic ability, deep understanding of the hidden aspects of life, very good in research, working as a scientist, detective, researchers, due to their ability to uncover hidden truths. They can gain from their spouse an inheritance. They can have sudden financial gains. They can also have financial instability, losses, difficulties, um, and there can be anxiety, mental stress, potential addictions, escapist behavior. It can bring about health issues difficult to diagnose, secret illnesses, hidden enemies, as you mentioned,
yep,
uh, tendency towards secrecy and unconventional desires, and females can have reproductive issues and hormonal problems. So I have. Mhm.
yeah. Some other things that just came to mind is eighth houses, sudden ups and downs. So of course, soul's desires to experience those sudden ups and downs and
Mhm.
experience transformation. These people want to change throughout the course of their life. Um,
Mhm.
Also, eighth house is surgeries. So at one point, this person will desire a surgery, whether it's for health reasons or, um,
Cosmetic.
yeah, they may have that desire as well. Like myself, I had cancer when I was a kid, needed surgery for it. Um, so that's just an example.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay,
Okay. So now we're Rahu in second.
yep. So Rahu in second. Well, this person's gonna have a strong desire and obsession towards family. But there's also a strong desire and obsession towards finances. These people can be very money hungry. Remember, Rahu is a head without a stomach. They can just eat, eat, and eat. So these people need to be careful with that. There can be greed here. Um, Now, with Rahu in the second, though, they need to be careful. Family can deceive them. People can deceive them when it comes to finances. Even banks can deceive this person. Because second house is financial institutions. Also, they need to be careful. They can deceive others with their speech. But yeah.
Mhm.
Also, these people can make money through foreign sources. Now, Ketu here can show making money through occult sources or spiritual sources.
That's a
Okay.
good point. Okay,
Yeah.
Rahu in second, ambitious around increasing wealth and assets. They have an unusual family, challenges with family and communication, sharp speech, persuasive and influential in their communication, potentially leading to success in careers that involve public speaking or sales. The Rahu influence can bring unconventional ideas and a drive to challenge traditional norms. They have a desire to control their family assets, obsession over wealth, but satisfaction will never come. So they need to limit how much is enough and not get obsessed and avoid criminal acts and illegal ways of obtaining money because you might be tempted towards um, addictions, drinking, smoking, drugs, because this is the house of the mouth.
Yep.
So
Second house,
limit
what you
these
intake.
things. Yeah, be careful. The smokers are seen from Rahu and second. They easily get addicted. They love to try new cuisines and enjoy nice foods. Uh,
Yeah, foreign food, especially.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, so now Ketu in the eighth. Okay, so Ketu in the eighth, this can be a great placement for the occult. Because now you're putting the significant of the occult in the house of the occult. Um, These people can have a very strong spiritual connection with their in-laws. But once again, there's that disconnect that has to take place. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, divorce or something like that, but it does mean that they'll have this strong connection, but there will be something that sours it. Because with Ketu, that disconnect has to happen. Ketu is cuts. It wants to cut you away from that thing. But definitely there's that past life connection with the in-laws. There can also be some factor where you're not able to access joint finances in relationships. Um, these people can be very good researchers, though. They have a strong intuition for dealing with the sun ups and downs of life. But these people are definitely headless when it comes to dealing with joint finances. They should not be the ones in control of that. Okay.
Okay. K through an eighth, drawn to spiritual and occult subjects, taboo subjects, astrology, leading to experts in astrology, occult psychology. They're deep in research. They have hidden knowledge. They have psychic abilities. They're fearless. They can have intense emotional experiences, can push a person towards spiritual awakening and a deeper understanding of life's mysteries. They embrace any kind of transformation, sudden life change. Their reproductive organ can be weak. They need to keep themselves healthy. Spouses, family can drain their assets. There can be, like you talked about, the disconnect with the in-laws. Sometimes unexpected financial windfalls like inheritance or other sudden gains, but challenges with the material stability, like we talked about, hidden life, secret activities. That's what I have.
Yeah. Uh, oh, one last note I want to make about Rahu in the eighth, though. These people can have a very strong connection to the dead.
It's Rahu in eighth.
Yeah, with Rahu in eighth. Now, Ketu in
Okay.
eighth, I haven't really seen
Oh,
that so much.
so Rahu in eighth, they can see ghosts, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
spirits.
can.
And they need to
It
be
depends.
careful.
There
Or
has to
that's more
be,
with Rahu moon. Right.
yeah, like you have to have other like support of physical plants showing that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Rahu in eighth, definitely a strong connection with the dead.
Yeah.
Is
And Rahu in eighth is they're very sexual.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that can also
Mhm.
be there. Whereas Ketu in eighth, there can actually be like fear when it comes
Mhm.
to the dead. There can be like a disconnect. Like a person may not want to think about death.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, now we're K through in third.
Yep. Ketu in
Okay.
third. All right. So Ketu in the third, you can see disconnect when it comes to your younger siblings, when it comes to your cousins, when it comes to communication, there can be issues there. One thing you'll notice with Ketu in the third, your internet might go out constantly. Because third house is the internet, it's media, social media. So these people can have a problem staying connected. Also, Ketu, well, sorry, third house is neighbors. So there can be a disconnect with neighbors as well. But these people, once again, headless when it comes to communication. This is the main house of communication, not just speech. So this can even be, in what they write or type. But here, third house is skills. Now these people have very strong past life skills that come into play. Um, they can have skills that they never really had to work for because they are coming from their past lives. Um, Also, these people can be very skilled in the occult, very skilled in research. They can have neighbors that are very spiritual, a younger sibling that's very spiritual, uh, or a cousin. But yeah,
Okay. This placement of K through in third makes the individual naturally courageous, communicative, unafraid to take risks, gives them a unique way of expressing themselves, leading to insightful and unconventional communication. Due to this, people may not understand them or what they're trying to convey. Challenges with siblings, younger siblings. There's a detachment with siblings, but there's a potential for strong bonds and understanding with the siblings later in life, like a spiritual connection. Again, you have to see when is the Ketu Dasha. So it brings spiritual growth and fearlessness. They're adventurous, pushing them to overcome challenges and taking calculative, well, working hard to take calculative risks. They can't take calculative risks when they're headless.
Yeah.
But they have the strong will and the determination and the ability to pursue their goals with persistence. Strong interest in spirituality, self study, and exploring the deeper truths instills the strong will, innovative thinking, problem solving, leading to creative solutions. Short trips may be motivated by spiritual, philosophical reasons rather than pleasure. That's what I have.
Yeah. All right. So now Rahu in the ninth.
Yeah.
So with this, strong desire and obsession towards their father. They really want a strong connection with their father. Also, ninth house is a person's ancestral lineage. May have a very strong connection with their ancestors. Not just father, but also mother's lineage as well. Ninth house can be both. Also, they have a strong desire to have a mentor in life. These people need a mentor, but they have to be careful. Mentor can deceive them. Father can deceive them. Um, but these people have a strong desire for higher education. May have a strong desire to travel, get out and see the world. They want to go to far off foreign places. Ninth house is also publishing. They may have a strong desire to publish something. Remember, Ketu's in the third house of past life skills. Skills of writing can be there. Um, but yeah. Also, Rahu in the ninth house, they may follow a foreign religion or philosophy. Something outside of, their birthplace. Also, these people can be very cunning and intelligent. When it comes to, the law. Ninth house is the law. But, ninth house is one of the houses of intelligence. First, fifth, and ninth. So whenever you see Rahu in those houses, know that this person could be very intelligent.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Okay. Rahu in ninth. Strong inclination towards unconventional beliefs, spiritual exploration, and a desire for knowledge, particularly about foreign lands and cultures, unique perspective on religion, philosophy, possibly deviating from traditional norms, can bring sudden opportunities for travel, higher education, and success comes through foreign connections, can spark a deep interest in spirituality, philosophy, and religious studies. They're drawn to unconventional esoteric paths, seeking deeper meaning and understanding of life. Indicates strong attraction to foreign lands and cultures, leading to opportunities for travel, work, or even relocation abroad. Blessings and fortune can come unexpected. The house of luck and fortune, particularly in areas related to higher learning, spirituality, and foreign. They have a sharp intellect, as you mentioned, thirst for knowledge, often excelling in studies and research. Strong, independent, unorthodox belief system, potentially causing friction with more traditional viewpoints. They can get caught up in misleading ideologies or spiritual practices, leading to confusion and disillusionment. They have conflicts with authority figures, particularly in academic religious settings, due to their independent thinking and unconventional views. Complex relationship with father, marked by conflict, distant, or unconventional dynamics. So they kind of can feel a sense of isolation or alienation from the detachment of the traditional religious and social structures. That's what I have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
All
So
right. Ketu
now,
in fourth?
no, we gotta talk about
No,
Rahu in
we
the
have
third.
Rahu in third. I'm
So
already
okay,
getting confused.
yeah, Rahu's deceiving us. Smoke and mirrors going on. So Rahu in third. I'm getting to know this placement. I mean, I have this placement from the moon and in my Navamsha, so. Alright, Rahu in the third. So, strong desire and obsession towards their younger siblings, towards their cousins, their neighbors. Strong desire to learn new skills. These people really want to communicate. Communication's very important to them. They want to go on a lot of short trips, but also foreign trips because third house is 12th from the fourth. They want to travel a lot with Rahu in the third. Um, Now, with this, you also see they can be deceived by the people I mentioned in this house. Um, but Rahu in the third, definitely that desire for media comes into play. They may, want to start a YouTube channel like myself.
Mhm.
They may want to write, um, whether it be like as a journalist or being an author. But these people also, third houses, arts and sports, they may want to get involved in these things. They may love movies and shows. Whereas Rahu in the ninth, they may love books. But yeah, definitely there's that strong obsession towards media that comes into play as well.
Okay. Rahu in the third, strong. Rahu gives strength, willpower, courage, determination, and
Yeah,
overcoming obstacles. They can have a manipulation in their communication. Of course, aspects need to be looked at. Success in media, sales, public relations, unconventional fields. There can be challenges with the younger siblings. Physically and mentally strong. They're capable of working hard and persevering. They need to try to keep their goals reasonable because they want to do it all.
yep,
Good planning, and they're able to see where things can go wrong. They know what ideals are necessary in life, but they may not want to put them into practice. Social life is good. They'll be well known in their community, good status in their community, progressive attitude, and they embrace new ideas and challenges.
yeah. Like Rahu in the third, especially when it comes to that courage aspect, there can be too much courage with this
Mhm.
person. They overdo it.
Yeah.
Um, okay, but now Ketu in the ninth. So Ketu in the ninth, there's a disconnect with the father, with their mentor, with higher education. These people may struggle to obtain a higher education. And ninth house is typically like bachelor's degree and beyond, and learning outside of typical schooling. Um, but there can also be a strong past life connection that comes into play as well. Their, mentor, their guru can be from their past life. They can have a strong spiritual connection with that person, with their father. These people can be very good when it comes to research in their education. But once again, there's that inability to get a typical education. Your education gets cut in some way, unless they have to go for like foreign education. They have to get their education in a faraway place with Ketu in the ninth. There can be a strong disconnect with their ancestral lineage, especially father's lineage, um, which is very true in my case. Father wasn't a big part of my life. Um, but Ketu in the ninth gives a person a lot of past life knowledge. Um, that can definitely be there. Definitely, there can be some karmic need to publish something tied to their past life. Um, but Ketu in the ninth, definitely research really helps them learn. Like they may not learn from typical schooling. They may kind of school themselves with this. But yeah.
Mhm. Okay. K through and ninth, detachment from traditional religious beliefs, questioning established norms concerning faith and education, past life connection towards spirituality, and journey towards self-realization. Um, they can have an inflexible nature and not compromise their ideals. Challenges with mentors and guides can indicate a challenging relationship with father, potentially marked by misunderstandings or a sense of distance. They're highly intelligent and have profound wisdom. Sudden and unexpected travel to foreign countries and they gain spiritual progress. And again, it depends on the zodiac sign. Water signs here would make you more spiritual and gives different flavors based on aspects of Jupiter and lots of things we have to consider.
Yeah.
Yep. But
Yeah, Rahu and Ketu can never be just determined by Rahu and Ketu.
yeah.
Um, there's one more thing I wanted to say about Ketu in the ninth. Let me think for a second. Um, mm. So Ketu in the ninth gives a strong connection to the law as well, because Ketu represents the law and ninth house is the law. So there can be a strong tie with legal profession as well. And Ketu in the ninth gives a strong past life connection to foreign lands. But yeah. Okay, so we're ready to move on to Ketu in the
The
fourth?
fourth, yeah.
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 All right. So Ketu in the fourth. Definitely a disconnect with mother and with one's homeland. And even with the home. So, how does that come about? Well, these people, they can have a massive home, but they may only have a small part of it that they like to stay in most of the time. So, man cave or whatever the woman equivalent is. They like to have
Woman cave.
yeah, like, they like to have one small area in that home to themselves. These people may not have an interest in driving cars. Um, there there may not be much of an interest there. But they have a very strong spiritual connection with their mother, but at one point there is that disconnect that comes into play. But mother can be very spiritual. Mother can be gifted in the occult. Uh, but one thing you will see, fourth house is the mind. Here, with Ketu being there, a person will have psychological issues. That is definitely seen with Ketu in the fourth house, and even the reverse. Um, yeah, there's that lack of peace of mind that can be there sometimes, depending on the placement of the physical planets. But yeah,
Yeah, no, that's accurate. I know someone with K through in the fourth, and
yep,
the distance from mother and the psychological aspect is there. So K through in the fourth, again, suggests a complex relationship with the mother and the homeland, potentially leading to detachment or desire for change in these areas, leading to strong, it'll eventually lead to strong spiritual inclination and tendency towards introspection and self-discovery. Creates a sense of emotional distance or separation from the mother, feeling of not quite belonging in the birthplace or the native place, manifests a desire to travel or live far away from where they grew up. The placement can lead to inner turmoil, anxiety, and tendency to overthink, making it hard to find emotional satisfaction. Creates a natural disinterest in material possessions and worldly comforts. Real estate and property related issues may be unpredictable or challenging. They can have interest in occult astrology or other mystical practices. They have enhanced intuitive and psychic ability. Um, Despite the emotional challenges, this placement can lead to greater self-reliance and inner strength, um, focusing on self-realization, spiritual growth, timing, of course, again, I'm emphasizing that in each one. The timing of the Ketu Dasha will
yeah,
will explain a lot. Um, can bring unexpected gains and inherited property or through spiritual pursuits and concerns related to heart and avoid high cholesterol foods.
yeah. Wait, high cholesterol foods.
Yeah, I mean to protect the heart.
Oh,
No, I
okay,
mean like
yeah.
not high cholesterol. Avoid, yeah, avoid high.
No, no, I was
Don't
just
eat
like,
fried
what? I
foods.
was like, where'd you get that connection? Like, okay, alright,
Watch
okay,
your heart.
yeah, okay. So Rahu in the tenth.
Yeah.
All right, with Rahu in the 10th, strong desire and obsession towards career. These people are very career focused, But also, these people can be deceived in their career, not just by their managers and bosses, but even by, their customers, their clients. So definitely need to be careful with that. But here there can be too much desire for fame, for status. Um, like when Rahu is in this house, definitely that, power hungry nature can come into play. Also, these people can have a very unusual career, or they conduct themselves in an unusual way within their career. Um, but these people have a very cunning intelligence when it comes to their career as well, when it comes to climbing the corporate ladder, that kind of thing. Um, but also, these people can have issues with the government, especially, foreign governments. That can be a problem for them. Um, And once again, that confusion comes into play here when it comes to their career, when it comes to dealing with government. Also, 10th house is a person's karma, their karmic actions that they have to perform. Here, a person's very confused about that. Like, they'll have trouble deciding, like, what career path to choose. That'll be an issue for them. And it's kind of a constant balancing act. Now, in a person's Navamsha, they may have a different placement, though, which will change things. But yeah.
Okay. All right, Rahu in the 10th. Strong desire for success and recognition in one's career, as you said, leading to ambitious pursuits, unconventional paths to achieve professional goals, can indicate a fascination with power and authority, leading to a drive to be in the public eye, fuels a strong desire for professional advancement and recognition. They find success through unique or innovative approaches to their careers, can create the desire to be seen and recognized within the public. Rahu's illusionary nature can lead them to inflated expectations about career achievement, which you said, obsession and public image. Leads to career instability and changes in career, unexpected setbacks, hidden enemies or challenges related to career may surface. They may experience stress, anxiety, or paranoia related to their professional life, especially if the moon is weak. The desire for success can sometimes lead to questionable actions or a disregard to ethical boundaries. So again, wherever Rahu is, you got to force yourself to be logical, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, that smoke comes in and you're getting deceived.
Yep.
All
Okay,
right.
so now
Now,
the reverse.
Rahu in fourth.
All right, so Rahu in fourth. Well, first off, not just Ketu, but also Rahu in the fourth house. Usually, a person has to live far away from their birthplace. Doesn't necessarily have to be a foreign land, but it has to be at least 100 miles from their birthplace. Now, if they stay in their homeland, they will have issues. So their life is easier if they live further away. But Rahu in the fourth house, that desire and obsession towards the mother, towards the home, towards having land, vehicles. These people really want that comfort and happiness. But once again, the psychological issues come into play here. Uh, like their mother could deceive them with this placement. Also, another thing you'll see, especially with Rahu in the fourth, or even in the ninth, there can be a stepmother or stepfather, is something I've noticed. But with Rahu in the fourth, these people can be deceived in real estate matters. They can be deceived when buying a car. They could buy a hunk of junk. That can definitely be there. Um, but these people will definitely have that strong desire for those things. They want to spend most of their time at home when they have Rahu in the fourth house. Um, but there's also this um, unusual nature when it comes to their comfort and happiness. Like they may be very particular um about what provides that comfort and happiness is something I've noticed. Like the way they dress can even be odd with this. the way they take care of themselves. Like one thing I've found, especially when this is in the Navamsha, a person doesn't take too much care of their personal appearance, which
Yeah, like they
I
have a
don't.
nice car and house, but sometimes they don't care about clothing.
Yeah, they can be like a crazy cat lady or guy. Like it's weird. I honestly don't know why that is. It's just something I've
Yeah.
noticed. Yeah.
Okay. So Rahu in fourth, strong desire for higher social status. It can lead to a sense of restlessness and a desire to travel or foreign experiences, disconnect from one's roots. They desire a luxurious home, fancy cars, high status living. They might buy expensive things to feel happy, but inner peace is still missing because, like we talked about, Rahu, insatiable hunger with
Yep.
no end, can suddenly bring gains in property, vehicles, and other material possessions. Traveling to foreign lands can lead to opportunities and success in those places. It can create emotional instability, overthinking, anxiety, and mood swings. It's like their emotions are on a roller coaster. One moment they're happy, the next moment they're lost or confused. These individuals don't feel at peace, even when everything seems fine. Strained relationships with family members, either they're too controlling or distant. Sometimes there's hidden family secrets, mysterious past, property issues, or unknown ancestral karma. Arguments over land, property, or inheritance is common. Detachment from one's home culture, family traditions can lead individuals to pursue their ambitions unethically or questionable methods. They're just restless. Even with all the material comforts, there's an underlying sense of restlessness, a feeling that something is missing. And then you can have digestive problems or weight gain. And the mother's personality and relationship with this individual will be unusual or impactful. Either they don't give emotional support, they don't get it from the mother, or the mother has an unusual or strong personality. Um, yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, mother will definitely be very unusual with this.
Mhm.
And another thing is there can be very unusual experiences within the home.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
But Ketu in the 10th.
yeah.
So Ketu in the 10th. There is so these people have karma that they have to perform. Everyone does in this life. But Ketu in the 10th, there is a disconnect there. These people may not be able to work a career that they want, especially early in life. Now, like Lisa's been saying, that can depend on when that Ketu Dasha is. But there is an issue with trying to perform their karma. There's something that interferes. And this can be a persistent issue, this can be a major issue at some point, but that's definitely there. These people, they have a past life connection to their work, though, that can be very important to them. They can work in a spiritual career, a cult career. Their career could require research. But for most people, there's going to be that significant disconnect. These people usually don't find themselves staying in one career. They have to bounce around. Also, there can be a major disconnect with the father's family because 10th house is second from the ninth. And of course, being headless in one's career, making illogical decisions. These people have to rely on their intuition in their career. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I have.
Okay. Ketu in 10th can create a complex, dynamic career in one's life, leading to detachment, unconventional career paths, and a need to balance professional ambition with spiritual growth. Challenges related to authority, career changes, desire for independence. There's a lot of breaks in career with this placement. Um, Desire to break free from societal expectations and traditional career paths. Um, leading them to fields like spirituality, research, independent projects rather than traditional corporate or government jobs. They experience the shifts and uncertainty within their career, and they need to find a path that aligns with their inner calling. Again, like you mentioned, it's past life connected with the individual, highly focused on career and public life, potentially neglecting other areas like personal life. So this axis is tricky because you're focused towards the material, but eventually you end up having a spiritual connection to your job or career. Um, yeah, spiritual awakening and bigger purpose with career. You're lost, but then something clicks.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
it's very much a struggle with this.
Yeah.
Every placement has its
Mhm.
struggles, but
Yeah.
this can be
Mhm.
difficult because home and career are so important.
Yeah.
Um,
In my research, the Rahu Ketu in the Kendra houses, the 1, 4, 7, 10, it makes the person have a more karmic life. Have you read that anywhere?
well, they're the pillars of our life, the Kendra
Right.
houses. Like
Yeah.
without their support, life falls apart.
Yeah. So it's a lot of karma
Yeah.
in those placements.
Um, but one thing I also wanted to mention with Ketu in the 10th, these people do not have the support of the government. There's a karmic relationship with the government as well.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah. All right.
but
So now
ready to move on to Ketu in the 5th?
yeah.
Okay. So, Ketu in the 5th house. Do not think that Ketu in the 5th house means you can't have children. It can mean quite the opposite. Um, Ketu in the 5th house, there's a strong past life connection with one's children. But there is also a disconnect there. The You as the parent may not have a strong connection with your children. Um, Once again, this does not mean you can't have children, but definitely there is that strong disconnect that can come into play, whether that be mentally, emotionally, physically. Like there can be like postpartum depression with this. Um, but Ketu in the 5th and in the 4th, in women, I've noticed it leads to a C-section, being required to have children. Um, but Ketu in the 5th house gives strong intelligence tied to a person's past life. But also, that headlessness can come into play as well. It's, once again, a mixed bag with Rahu and Ketu. Um, these people have to do research for their education. That will be a requirement. These people can do great in education tied to spirituality and the occult, but education will get cut at one point. Um, that's definitely there with this. Also, these people will be headless in romance. They will not do the right thing in romance. They will struggle with that. But these people can be very artistic and creative, and their artistic ability is tied to their past lives. But yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Kate doing, yeah, go ahead.
sorry, one last thing.
Yeah.
Fifth house is also tied to psychology.
Hmm.
These people can do great in psychology. That was the last thing I just said.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. We keep we keep triggering ideas off each other.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is
Yeah.
great.
All right. K through and fifth. Individual quick learners, especially in new languages and subjects that pique their interest, enhance creativity and learning, strong inclination towards research, religion, spiritual pursuits, detachment from worldly desires, drawn to creative fields like music, writing, and excel in the areas that they have past life experience with. It can be challenges with children, delays in conception, difficulties, emotional distance from the children, or maybe, the parent feels like they're trying, but the child is just disconnected.
Yep.
Detachment from romantic relationships, causing misunderstanding, emotional distance, and like the headless decisions that you brought up. There can be tendency to seek unconventional or karmic relationships. It's probably recommended, like you spiritually connect with a person, it would be successful. Individuals may experience emotional ups and downs and a lack of emotional satisfaction. And if Ketu is afflicted, like we said, the whole birth chart needs to be looked at to really get
Yeah.
the true understanding of a placement. So, yep, that's what I have.
All right. So Rahu in the 11th.
Mhm.
So there are too many desires with this placement. Now you're putting the Graha, planet of desire, Rahu, in the house of desire. It's way too much. Um, these people have a strong desire and obsession towards having friends, having a strong network circle, towards their elder siblings, their paternal aunts and uncles. That can be a very strong desire for that. But these people can deceive you. You gotta be careful of that. Uh, 11th house is also large organizations. These people want to be a part of a large organization, but once again, that deception comes into play. These people really desire to have those gains in life, especially financially. They have a very cunning intelligence when it comes to acquiring those things. But once again, way too overblown of desires with Rahu in the 11th. Also, 11th house is 6th from the 6th. It is a person's greatest enemy. It's a person's greatest health issues. So, don't think that Rahu in the 11th is just going to be smooth sailing. There, here a person wants to do battle with that great enemy. They want to overcome those health issues. These people can have health issues tied to like infectious diseases. Um, there can be an issue tied to like um, like food poisoning or something like that because Rahu is tied to poisons. Um, these people may have a strong desire for even like poisonous pets. Any pet tied to Rahu, because 6 from the 6 is also tied to pets as well. Um, so that can also be there, like amphibians, reptiles, cats. Those are all Rahu. But yeah,
Mhm. Okay, Rahu in 11th gives strong desires and ambitions, particularly in social financial areas, can lead to unexpected and unconventional paths to wealth and social standing, potentially through business ventures, technology, and foreign lands. Individuals have strong ability to attract influential friends and build a powerful professional network. Rahu's influence can lead to desire for excessive material wealth and social status, and they can be tempted to do these in unethical ways or focus on more superficial achievements. While Rahu can bring abundance, it can also bring a sense of restlessness and a constant desire for more, how we talked about. It gives immense courage and determination to fulfill their desires through their own efforts, and they have strong foreign connections.
yeah, definitely foreign
Mhm.
friendships come into play with this.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right,
Hmm. So
so
now we're,
Rahu in the 5th.
I'm getting confused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every every time. All right. So, Rahu in the 5th. Strong desire and obsession towards romance, towards education, towards having children. Um, Rahu in the 5th house definitely shows a person can be deceived when it comes to their education. Um, whether it be, the university that they go to, whether it be, fellow students, there can be that deception that comes into play there. Also, fifth house is speculative gains, through stock market, through gambling, through business. So they can be deceived in those areas too. There can be a gambling obsession here, whether that be, going out and playing poker or just making gambles in their regular life. Risk takers with Rahu in the 5th. Rahu in the 5th house, though, definitely a person wants to be very creative, very artistic. Um, they can be deceived in romance, of course. Here, these people have a very cunning intelligence, though. 5th house is intelligence, remember. So, with Rahu in the 5th, definitely that cunning intelligence comes into play. And their children can be very cunning and intelligent with this placement. Also, they could have stepchildren or they could adopt children with this placement. Um, Trying to remember, I think it might be Angelina Jolie has this in her Navamsha. Could be
Mhm.
misremembering though. But definitely strong desire for children with this placement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Rahu and Fifth. This placement gives the unconventional intelligence and creativity, brilliant original thinkers, desire for knowledge in unusual and mysterious fields, creates a strong interest in speculative activities like the stock market, gambling, leading to sudden gains if well placed. Magnetic appeal makes the individual magnetically attractive, especially in a romantic context, and mysterious and exotic quality to them. Enhance mental energy. It can boost mental energy, which can be channeled into creativity and abstract thinking. The Rahu influence can create confusion or a lack of focus in educational pursuits, especially if the individual is drawn to unconventional subjects. Love can feel like an addiction, leads to unconventional or challenging romantic relationships. They have to be careful. And then challenges related to children, difficulties in their studies, and it creates an imbalance between the material and spiritual growth with Rahu in the fifth.
Yep. Okay. So
Yeah.
now Ketu in the 11th. So Ketu in the 11th. Definitely there is a disconnect with elder siblings, maternal aunts and uncles, with friends. But there is also a strong past life connection that comes into play. Um, like these people will have friends that are tied to their past lives, for sure, with Ketu in the 11th. Um, Ketu in the 11th, though, do not expect the support of large organizations. They will not have your back. There's definitely an issue with that, karmic issue. Um, these people may have difficulty fulfilling certain desires that they have. Now, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to fulfill every desire, but there will be ones where you have to disconnect from that desire. These people will be headless when it comes to fulfilling their desires, when it comes to dealing with friends. As a matter of fact, them being headless can be what leads to the ending of some friendships, especially the ones early in life. Um, but Ketu in the 11th can actually show gaining through past life sources. Like they will gain from unusual sources that they just never would have expected money from. Um, Also, those friends that they do have a past life connection with can be great support for these people. Um, yeah. So,
Mhm. Okay, K through an 11 can bring unexpected financial gains. You just said wealth accumulation, but without strong attachment to material pursuits, it can lead to struggles with social connections, family relations, long-term goals, can create a sense of detachment from worldly desires and a focus on spiritual pursuits. They experience difficulties in maintaining close relationships or forming social bonds. They tend to have a small amount of friends. So with K through in
yeah,
the 11th, you have a small amount of friends, but they're good friends. Um, there's again the challenges with the elder siblings. Happiness and desire of achievements may be delayed or experienced after struggle, depending again on the K through Dasha. May struggle with a lack of clarity or motivation to pursue their long-term goals and desires. It can bring mental stress to the individual. Um, it can lead to ambitious pursuits in unconventional paths and achieve professional goals, fascination with power and authority, um, and career instability, experience anxiety, paranoia related to professional life. So yeah, that's what I have.
yeah. So, a couple of things I forgot with Ketu in the 11th
Mm-hmm.
is 11th house being 6 from the 6th. Definitely, 6 from the 6th, greatest enemy. But with Ketu being there, you don't have to worry about the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Enemy's taken care of. enemy gets cut.
Hmm.
Um, Also, when it comes to health issues, don't think this will show no health issues. Everyone has health issues in this life. But Ketu in the 11th, there will be very unusual health issues.
Hmm.
Um, Also, these people may want to have a fish or a dog. If they have a dog, it will be a very big dog because 6 from the 6th is the larger pet. Um, Also, 11th house is 12th from the 12th. So these people can be very spiritual. Okay. Uh, Now, Ketu in the 6th.
Hmm.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat myself. Unusual health issues will be there. These people, as long as there's no malefic influence, like you don't want Mars or Saturn aspecting this, you don't want Sun sitting there with it. But Ketu in the 6th house, a person will have a strong affinity for Ketu animals, fish or dogs. Ketu or Rahu, either one in the 6th house, person may love animals as long as there's not that malefic influence there. Um, but Ketu in the 6th house, definitely a strong spiritual connection with maternal aunts and uncles, with coworkers. But there's also that disconnect that comes into play. Um, but once again, when it comes to enemies, enemies get cut. Your enemies go away. Um, Without you having to do much when you have Ketu in the 6th house. When it comes to your everyday work, everyday routines, those get cut as well. You have trouble sticking to those routines. It just doesn't seem to work out when you try to get into a routine with this placement. These people can be headless when it comes to their health, especially. Have to be careful with that. And more significant, typically, is when it comes to taking on debt. These people can be they won't use their head when it comes to taking on debt. They'll take on a massive debt that they have no way of paying off. Um, so there's definitely that issue that comes into play as well. Um, but Ketu in the 6th house gives a person an intuitive ability when it comes to, defeating those enemies. That's once again part of why they don't last long. Um, there's that intuitive past life connection with their pets as well. Um, yeah.
Okay. Ketu in the 6th. This placement makes the individual detached from the daily work and responsibilities, potentially leading to dissatisfaction or conflicts in the workplace. There's a lack of interest in daily tasks, making it difficult to stay focused for them and difficult for them to keep a regular job.
Oh,
Suggests a past life focus on areas like conflict management or health with a tendency to struggle with these aspects in this life. It can bring benefits of good analytical and advisory skills and ability to overcome challenges. Can cause misunderstandings with colleagues, especially subordinates, due to unmet expectations or tendencies to judge others. If there's a health issues, they might be difficult to diagnose, so a second or third opinion is recommended. Um, they can face potential legal issues or have difficulties with authorities, and this placement can lead individuals toward careers in research, astrology, medicine, psychology, or any field that allows for independent work and problem solving.
yeah, definitely those legal issues with Ketu being the law and
Yeah.
successful legal disputes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, we ready to move on to Rahu in the 12th?
Yeah.
Okay. So, strong desire and obsession towards the 12th house. So, 12th house is spirituality, but 12th house is also bed pleasure, sex and sleep. Um, like these are the kind of people that want to spend all day in bed. Um, 12th house is foreign lands. These people want to go to foreign lands. They want to see the rest of the world. Um, but 12th house is also addictions. It's fantasy. It's other worlds. So these people quite literally have their heads in the clouds. In the clouds. Their head in the clouds. We're not talking about Brahma here. But yeah, so these people don't think clearly. With Rahu in the 12th house, they, can deal with drug addictions. They just constantly think about fantasy. Um, but yeah, this can be a difficult placement just because a person's not grounded. Uh, they are more lost than most. Um, but this, once again, person very strongly wants to pursue spirituality. They want to see the rest of the world. These people definitely do better in a foreign land or far away from their birthplace. But yeah,
Okay. Rahu in the 12th indicates desire for spiritual growth, but it can lead to confusion, hidden desires, and challenges, manifest in strong inclination towards spiritual practices, but tendencies towards escapism, enemies, or secret struggles, pushes the individual towards introspection and spiritual awakening, helping them break from their materialistic desires, creates a strong desire for hidden knowledge, mystical experiences, and a deep understanding of the self, strong connection to foreign lands, and most people probably will foreign travel at some point with this placement or settle abroad. Um, where am I? They
you're like
have
Rahu
okay.
again, getting us lost.
I'm like, let me know how to read the right thing.
It's all good.
Okay, I'm gonna go off my head now.
All right.
Addictions, yes, addictions. Sleep. They should sleep at the same time every night. That's what I learned. Like, have a sleep schedule, otherwise they're not getting much sleep. It's like insomnia.
Yeah, then you have Ketu interrupting the routine.
Yeah, they have Ketu. Ketu wants to do daily work at night.
Yeah,
So yes, the addictions, the bed pleasures, they want to escape this house to escape, but they're psychic and intuitive because it's other realms.
yep,
So they connect to other realms. And again, depending on the Rahu Dasha and the Ketu Dasha, um, can show when they would move spiritually or, if they move spiritually, or are they just getting into the addictions. But investments here, right? The house of investments.
yes. I forgot to mention
So,
that.
yeah, you talk about that.
Yeah, so Rahu in the 12th house, definitely strong obsession with wanting to invest. But they can definitely be deceived when it comes to, investing in things. But at the same time, that's cunning intelligence comes into play as well.
The foreign investments would be good for them.
Yeah, foreign investments are definitely good for them.
Yeah.
Um, Also, Rahu in the 12th, very unusual dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Very unusual.
Mhm.
Okay, ready
Yeah.
to move to Rahu in the 6th?
Yeah. Right in the sixth.
Okay. So, Rahu in the 6th house. Strong desire and obsession towards their maternal aunts and uncles, towards their pets, towards their coworkers, towards having work. These people want to work. Um, Also, towards having enemies. These people, their soul's desire is to do battle with the enemy. You have to have an enemy with this placement. If you don't, you'll have trouble finding success. These people have to overcome battles. Um, but Rahu in the 6th house, when it comes to pets, cats, amphibians, lizards, snakes, reptiles, they definitely want those kinds of pets. Also, foreign animals even can be seen with this. They want foreign and unusual pets. Definitely can be seen there. These people love animals, as long as there's no influence of Mars, Saturn, or Sun. Um, but Rahu in the 6th house will cause unusual health issues. Definitely can be seen there. With Rahu, it can be infectious diseases. It can be like some kind of, something that poisoned you, like food poisoning.
Mhm.
It's my go-to example with that. But Rahu in the sixth house, definitely your coworkers can deceive you. Your maternal aunts and uncles can deceive you. But there is a cunning intelligence when it comes to defeating the enemy and when it comes to their work, for sure. But yeah,
Okay. All right. Rahu in the sixth placement gives strength and determination to overcome challenges in various areas of life. There's strong inclination towards work, how Zach mentioned, particularly in fields that involve helping others, because we didn't really touch on sixth house being the house of service, but
yeah,
strong inclination to help others, such as medicine, social work. Um, they'll face illnesses, but they can find effective treatments, curing diseases. They can crush all their enemies, indicates a tendency towards arguments, disagreements, even legal issues. This placement can bring work-related stress and pressure due to being workaholics and having no limits towards their work goals. Um, it, they can overcome their illnesses and find effective treatments, but while the diseases may be cured, there's a possibility of them reoccurring or manifesting in different forms. There's a balance between this axis 612 with Rahu being a workaholic is you have to take time and escape. Like
yeah,
you need to enjoy life a bit because it's just insatiable work goals and I want to achieve this and this and this and then burnout causing health issues.
yeah. All right, so Ketu in the 12th. All right, Ketu in the 12th, definitely spirituality comes into play. Spirituality is very important with Ketu in the 12th. You have to break away every once in a while from that, desire and obsession of Rahu in the 6th. So, Ketu in the 12th, definitely spirituality. But also, there can be disturbed sleep with Ketu in the 12th. Here, a person wants to travel to foreign lands, actually. You would think with Ketu, they wouldn't. But with Ketu in the 12th house, a person will have a strong past life connection to foreign places. Um, Ketu in the 12th definitely shows those unusual dreams as well, usually tied to a person's past lives. Now, Ketu in the 12th, though, um, investments, they either don't have an interest in it or investments don't seem to work out for them. That's a problem area for them. But
Okay. Yeah, because you talked about the foreign travel, it probably is spiritually connected maybe with them,
yeah,
right? With the foreign. All right, Ketu in the 12th, the most spiritual planet in the spiritual house. So strong inclination towards spirituality, introspection, detachment from the material world. This placement can indicate a karmic inclination towards spiritual pursuits and the potential for liberation or moksha. I mean, I've heard Ketu and Pisces can show a last life. Have you read that anywhere?
I just think that's wishful thinking on some people's parts.
Yeah. Well, water signs here make you more spiritual.
No.
Um, a natural pull towards spiritual practices like meditation, yoga, and introspection. Um, enhances intuition and psychic abilities. Can help balance past life karma, leading to positive transformation in this life. Yeah. So that's yeah, Ketu in the sixth. I mean,
Well,
sorry, Ketu in the 12th. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
No, it's all
confusing
right.
the audience. Our last one, and
So, Ketu in
it's
the
been a lot
12th.
of information.
Yeah, this has been a lot. One last thing about Ketu in the 12th. These people are extremely intuitive. Ketu in the 12th or the 8th house. Very
Yeah.
intuitive people. Um, that intuition is
Mhm.
enhanced with those placements.
So it's like psychics, astrologers,
Yeah.
yeah.
psychics, astrologers, tarot
Mhm.
readers, all that.
Yeah, because they can connect with the other realms.
Yep.
Yeah. Hmm.
Uh, I think we're probably going to need to do a part two to this.
Wait,
This has gone really long.
we're not done?
No, we're only halfway.
Wait, no, we're done.
Huh?
We went through all of them. Yeah, my notes are done.
Oh, we are. I
Yeah,
forgot we were
yeah, because
doing the
we
flip.
flip them every
Yeah,
time.
yeah. All
Yeah.
right, never mind. We did good. Let's tell everybody our socials so that
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of important. All right.
Okay, you go first.
So, you all can find me at Challenger Vedic Astrology and Tarot on YouTube. Don't really have any socials besides that at the moment. And my website, challengervedicastrology, .squarespace.com.
And you can find me on my YouTube channel, Lisa Astro channel. And I'm not going to go through all my social links, but they'll be in the description box in my YouTube description, with my LinkedIn, Instagram. So definitely connect with me and follow Zach
Yeah.
because we've got a lot of great insight to share with all of you on our channel.
All right. That's what I have for all of you, though. Special thanks to Lisa for being on the channel. And I hope you all have enjoyed the video. If you like it, be sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out me in the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, the links to those will be in the description box as well. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.